Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Has Been Hangout podcast. I'm your host, Trucker Lee, and tonight it's just me and old Vic. So, we're going to have a little conversation about some baseball, what's going on with the injuries. We're going to talk a little NASCAR, and then we got a little bit of an additional topic talking about the NCAA and um, how greedy and not greedy they're being with these transfers and eligibility. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And if you would, please be a little patient with me. I've been battling allergies all day long. So if I look like I'm crying, they're tears of joy and a little bit of struggle. So, um, but anyways, we're gonna get into it. Oh man, so baseball just started, and yet we're already seeing quite a bit of guys go down with a lot of injuries. A lot of guys with the same injury to the hand. Um, I kind of misspoke the other day in the chat. I thought, there ain't no way these guys are taking live BP right now. Um, but it seems like they are, and they're getting their hands broke.
And it's
Corbin
big name
Carroll's out.
players too.
Yeah, Corbin Carroll's going to miss the WBC because of it. He's questionable for opening day. Um, Francisco Lindor having surgery. Same thing. He's questionable for opening day. What are we doing? You know what I mean? What are we doing?
I'm thinking about it, and you do have the WBC coming up, and I feel like a lot of these guys are starting to enter their contract years or starting to hit that point where teams are looking to resign. Not only resign, but they're also showing out for other teams around them. Because as we know, as professional sports, it is a business. You're not always going to have the fortunate luck of staying on the same team. And they're
Yeah.
trying to really master their craft, hone in their skills early, especially those dudes with the uh, the roster spot in the WBC. But I honestly agree. What are we doing,
I mean,
Max
first day of spring
Holiday?
training. Well, first day of spring training and you're out there already taking live BP. That why? Why? I mean, pitchers are they've probably been throwing bullpens now for, you know, a little while, probably a month, getting ready. And then they show up to spring training, you know, getting used to the mound again, getting used to the dirt, having the cleats on, getting used to the atmosphere. And then you're gonna go out there and take live BP or throw a simulated game. That just doesn't make sense to me. And it kind of is showing right now where these guys are going out there and getting hurt. And now, okay, well, I mean,
Just star
uh,
players.
yeah. And for what reason? For what reason? So, I mean, you have all of spring training to get these guys ready, game ready. You don't need to do it all in one day. So, and some of this, I got curious, and this is just hypothetical. It's my theory. Please take it with a grain of salt. Um, I wonder if some of these guys are kind of, you know, smooching on that deal that they just got, or they're coming into their contract year, and they're like, "Hey, we might not play next season due to the whole salary cap issue. Why not?
Very true.
You know, if I'm already hurting, I can just, you know, sit, make money, recover, let my body heal, maybe come back and play the last half of the season, and or do whatever. Probably not,
And don't
but you know, I don't see why
and don't
not.
get me wrong. 162 games is a lot of ball. Now I understand you're not
Long
playing the whole
time.
162. Um, the season stretches months and months and months, but I honestly agree with you. They probably got that fat contract. They're trying to make sure that they're showing the team that signed them that, like, hey, I am worth the money you gave me. But
Yeah,
also could be the guys coming into a contract year.
yeah,
But also you got to think about it. You're cooped up inside all the time. Well, some players are. A lot of players are honestly down in Florida already. They're staying there. They're training. You got a lot of guys that are in the Caribbean, South America, all different types of places where they're always playing outside. Yeah. Do you think it could be the jitters of the season starting? That excitement, that tingle where you're just like, man, I'm back. It's spring training. Let's freaking go. Let's turn it up." And then they're coming through and they let that one go, and they're just like, "Ooh, that didn't feel right coming out of my fingers, coming out of my hand," and it just runs up and inside. And I don't know if you noticed, but Lindor, switch hitter,
Mhm,
Holiday, lefty,
mhm.
Carroll, lefty.
Yeah.
Looks like we got a little problem with the old,
Well,
you know.
and my issue with it is that okay, say in like what you just said with these guys coming in and they're haven't really been doing much in the off season, right? And they're coming in, and what really pisses me off is when guys come to spring training fat or fatter than they have been. You know what I mean? And they
Yeah.
get up on the mound, and it's just like, what are we doing? Now they have all this weight that they're not used to having, and they're trying to throw with the same mechanics. Everything's off. And so
Mhm.
it's just really irritating when you see guys that come to spring training fat and out of shape.
Who
And
are you seeing
you're,
that's fat and out of shape?
I mean, Jose Alvarado, fat. He's been kind of on the chubbier side. He plays for the Phillies, but he's fat. He is fat. Pablo Sandoval, remember him?
That boy's always
Third
been
base.
big boned.
Yeah, but good God, man, you're a professional baseball player. Why do you have to look like you live on the 600-pound life? I mean, come on. Go to the freaking gym, go run, stop eating donuts, and freaking do something with your life. Imagine the player that Pablo Sandoval could have been if he wasn't fat. If he wasn't fat. What?
Speaking of this, and I don't mean to go off on a sidebar, I'm gonna make this quick. CC Sabathia. You remember that story whenever he was very overweight all the time? He couldn't really make it through the game. He was lasting until about the fifth, sixth inning, getting torched. And he said he made one simple change to his diet. You ready for this?
Mm.
He put down the Captain Crunch.
Well, also, he struggled
That's
with
a lot of sugar.
he struggled with alcohol and stuff too. It wasn't just that, and
Yeah.
he suffered from depression, which is a big deal. Mental health in sports is a big deal. Mental health in men is way overlooked. But um, you know, don't be afraid to speak up if you have issues, by the way. It's okay. We all have issues. Don't be afraid to speak up. Um, so but you have to be able to realize, okay, yeah, I'm having these issues and I need help. And don't be stubborn about it. Go get the help, go get the treatment, go to rehab, whatever you have to do, get off the stuff and continue playing and play at a high level. CC Sabathia, a great player. And look what he's done after baseball. How he's jacked now.
Yeah, he's insane.
Absolutely jacked. And that's like, man, it's kind of sad because like, dude, if you look like this when you were playing, if you would have got this help while you were playing, imagine what you would have been able to do. Um, I mean, it bothers me that these guys get paid so much and they're not taking care of themselves. And that's with
Yeah, and
any sport.
it's not all of them. You know,
No, it's not.
and
It's not all
and
of
what
them.
what I was meaning by my comment was, you got the guys that live here in North America and Canada and stuff like that. And in the wintertime when it's snowing, it's sleeting. There's a lot of ice on the ground, a lot of snow. They're inside. They're in turf shoes. They're on a fake mound. And like you were saying, like I said, I agree. They're in those cleats. They're back on the rubber. They got their foot's molding into clay and they're kicking off. And like I said, they just let one bad ball go. And unfortunately, it happens to be the star player. And now they got to have hand surgery.
Yeah, and that just sucks. Honestly, I hate it for those guys, and so
But let's show a little
you know,
excitement.
yeah.
Baseball is back, baby. We are
Smell that
so
fresh cut
back.
grass.
Let's go. Gosh,
Oh
man, I
man,
can't wait to
hey,
keep watching the games.
speaking of, wasn't it a while back that I said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if Justin Verlander went back to Detroit?
Called it. You called it.
Oh, I
You
called it.
called it. What we gonna do if
And
now if Max Scherzer comes back, bud?
man, I'm telling you, if Mad Max goes back to Detroit, like I said in that short little reel that I put out the other day, if Mad Max goes back to Detroit, you have Tarek Skubal, Framber Valdez, Justin Verlander, and Max Scherzer. How do you not make the playoffs with that rotation? You know what I'm saying? How do you not make the playoffs with that rotation? That is now Verlander has some age. Yes. Okay. He's in his 40s. What other 40-year-old do you know that can still go up there and give you 9 and still throw in the mid 90s? I can't think of any, not since Nolan
Maybe old
Ryan.
Johnny Paycheck down at the old Indy Sports Park, still slinging that freaking pigskin. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, really, the only one that comes to my
Yeah.
mind is Nolan Ryan. I mean,
I mean, even Nolan Ryan in his 70s or sorry 60s, throwing out that first pitch at a Rangers game or their new stadium, still popped it in there at 80. And his
yeah,
last game, he
yeah,
needed Tommy John after that.
right.
Torn UCL. Like, come on, bro.
So,
That's why we called him the Rocket.
I mean, I don't see if I mean, I think with the rotation, even now that the Tigers have, I think they can make a deep run. I think they can be I think they can make the playoffs with what they have right now, honestly. Their starting 9 is not terrible. Um, I think they need a little depth and a little maturity, but they're not terrible. So,
Javi Baez. Sorry, didn't mean to make that so clear.
is he
He just
still in
man,
Detroit?
yeah, he's still last season he was in Detroit and he had the god awful beginning of the season. And then towards the end, when they were starting to try to make their playoff push to keep going towards September,
Yeah.
October, he started turning it up. But like you can't just do that at the end of the season.
Well, and they got a solid guy at second base with Gleyber Torres. I really like him. I liked him when he was with the Yankees. He's a good glove. He's got an okay stick. Um, but he's a solid guy. I like I said, I think they can make a playoff push. I think they can get there. Um, if they had a little bit more maturity and just a definitive leader in the field, I think they could really start getting back because it's not the days when Justin Verlander was first coming up when he had Miggy and all those
Mhm.
guys. And
I miss those
so,
days.
man, those were the good times, man. We grew up with
Hey,
a golden age of baseball, honestly.
we did. Now, hey, I will tell you this: I did see a video the other day. Old Aaron Judge taking BP off a pitching machine, like warm knife through butter, bud.
Yeah,
Mm, it
listen,
looked like an
I
absolute piss missile coming off that wood.
oh yeah, for sure. Here's my thing. Yes, I'm a Yankees fan, but I'm not delusional. Okay. I'm a realist and you have to look at okay, the Yankees haven't done anything. Even though they made the World Series a couple of years ago, what have they done? I don't know. I haven't verified this, but I saw something where Brian Cashman had said, I've put together a winning roster and I challenge anyone to argue that. Okay, I take that challenge. I would love to have a one-on-one with Brian Cashman and tell him how bad of a job he's doing because they just signed somebody uh from the Athletics who hit 182 last year and played a vast majority of the season. But yeah,
Yeah,
championship.
but the good thing about baseball, one minor tweak, and this dude could be 50-50. I mean, 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases type ordeal.
Mm, yeah, but to go from 182 to hitting 330, that's not a minor tweak, I feel like.
Look at
Cuz
Jackson Holiday.
that's yeah, but that was something in his stance. That wasn't
It
his
was a
knowledge of
tweak. It was a
but that's what
tweak.
I'm saying though, like he wasn't hitting 182. he stayed up for a little bit, he went back down. He didn't hit 182 the whole season.
Yeah, yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
So,
And yeah.
but
By the
it's
way,
irritating. I will finish this. Aaron Judge, great ball player, elite ball player, missed a regular season, and until they win one, that's what he is. Until they win one, that's what he is. And honestly, until the Yankees win, they're just another run of the mill mediocre team. And Brian Cashman needs to stop gaslighting the fan base into thinking he's putting together a great team because he's not. That's just my spiel. So,
yeah,
but with that, let's move into NASCAR, baby, because NASCAR's back. We're
let's
loving
go.
it.
Let's
Kyle
go.
Busch, Kyle Busch on the pole for the 500. Like I said earlier, I'm happy for him. I'm not happy for him. No one's ever won from the pole at the Daytona 500. Um, because once that green flag drops, man, it's anybody's race. Anything can happen at Daytona. High banks and high speeds. So got the duels going on tonight. Joey Logano won the first one. You know who's leading the second one right now?
It's starting right now.
It's starting right
Starting
now.
up.
Okay.
Starting up right now.
So we'll
Um,
see how that gets played out.
so what are your thoughts on the NASCAR layout with, they're going back to the old days
Mhm.
of the chase for the cup. No more of this
Right.
point system weird stuff,
Well, the playoff.
stages and stuff.
No, still think they're doing stages. Stage racing, I don't like. I wish they would get rid of stage racing.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
the chase though, chase for the cup. Going back to that, huge,
it's good for
huge.
business. Good for
It's good
business.
for business. It's good for the drivers. So, because they're not doing this, you have your round of 16, and then it keeps getting cut down until you have the championship four. And I just am like, that sucks
Trying to,
because
yeah,
you string together a couple of bad races, and now you just can't compete. But you may be competitive from that time till the end, and you're not in it. And I don't know. I don't like it. I'm glad they went back to the chase. It'll be interesting to see. I got my eyes on a couple of people this year to kind of take the championship. Um,
you
I
good.
would like to see I would like to see Denny Hamlin freaking win a championship.
It's just his
Would
last
like.
year.
No, but he was so close last year. I don't know. It might be, honestly. It was
Getting
a
old.
heartbreaking loss for him last year, and then him losing his dad in a house fire, um, right after the NASCAR world lost Greg Biffle. Um, so it's been a rough time for NASCAR and NASCAR fans. So um, we'll see how everything gets played out. But I'm watching Chase Briscoe. I think he has a good shot. Maybe he can make a good push. Your fellow Indiana and whatever you call yourselves up there, fellow Hoosier,
Hoosier. Hoosier.
fellow Hoosier. Uh, also, guess who's racing tomorrow night in the Truck Series?
Really?
Smoke, baby. Tony Stewart's back.
Is he?
He's back.
It's crazy that growing up, Tony Stewart was such a big part of the sport from what we remember, in that 20 car, the Home Depot car.
Yeah,
Man,
man.
Orange Lightning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, he retires, goes through that little stint in his career where, he kind of gives back to the community, does more dirt racing and stuff like that. And just to feel him come back or just to hear him come back into the sport at the biggest stage, no, but to still be around and still getting behind the wheel and doing the
Yeah.
thing that he loves, it honestly is exciting because I don't know about you, but after a certain point, it kind of feel like NASCAR lost its spark after, Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart all retired. And I feel
Yeah.
like it's coming back. I feel like it's coming back truly.
It's coming back. Um, and I think F1 moving into the United States and doing a couple of races over here really kind of lit a fire under NASCAR because I mean, F1's fun to watch, man. It's really fun to
Yeah.
watch. So, it's super competitive. Now, I will say though that um it is hard for a lot of people to understand oval racing. He's like, "Oh, you're just going in a circle." Yeah, on the surface, you're just going in a circle, but there's a lot more that goes into it than that. So, um, and
And a lot of people don't
yeah,
know that pitch that they have in the turns. Like, a lot of the times, if you look at Daytona, especially going around turn 4, that pitch is like that. And imagine going 200 miles an hour at an angle.
yeah. I mean,
But
yeah,
that's
that's what I'm saying.
scary.
High
Imagine
banks
getting
and high
loose.
speeds, man. Like you're going over 200 mile an hour. So, yeah, like there's a lot more than just sitting in a car and turning left.
Got
So,
a good one for you.
yeah,
Where do you think Kyle Larson finishes this year? Shout out RC. Where do you think Kyle Larson finishes this year?
in the top four.
Top four.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
Kyle
feel like he
Larson,
was
dude.
kind of silent last year.
No, man, he's a returning champ. He's two time.
He ended up winning.
Yeah,
Son of a
yeah,
gun. Son of
yeah,
a
man.
gun.
Kyle Larson won. Kyle Larson is he's probably the best racer in NASCAR.
Absolutely
He's probably the
100%.
best racer in anything he races. You put that dude in a car, he's probably gonna win.
He's racing
So,
everywhere, all the time. Everywhere, all the
yeah,
time.
all
I
the
feel like
time.
every day of the week he's racing somewhere. And the fact that, he's with that powerhouse of Hendrix Motorsports, those guys obviously have not lost their step ever.
Oh, no. Well, and it's kind of rubbed off on a lot of other guys. Like now you're seeing like Kyle Busch, he races more now. He's doing a lot more like legend car, um, dirt stuff, sprint car stuff. Um, but he's also doing it to kind of help his son too, which I respect. Um, so
But
it's good. It's good for the sport for these guys to continue competing. Um, and doing stuff. I do kind of want to touch on something real quick. I want to go back to something real quick because I kind of lost my train of thought. But um, Tony Stewart coming back into racing is big for a couple of reasons. It's good for the sport. It's good for Tony Stewart. I mean, he hasn't stopped racing. He's been doing a lot of drag racing. He has his own racing series called oh, now look at me. I'm gonna lose my train of thought against Tony
oh,
Stewart's
brain fart.
yeah, SRS racing or something. I can't remember. It was on TV, but he had like a bunch of like old legends, old racing legends. They'd all get in a car and race around whatever track. It was cool. It was a little fun to watch. But anyway,
That's actually pretty awesome.
um, so but Ram is back in NASCAR now.
Yep. I was about to ask you about that.
Yeah, so
They're starting the
that's
truck
big.
series, right?
Yeah, that's what he's driving. He's driving, for Kaulig
Let's
Racing.
go.
They're the flagship team for Ram this year. Also, if you haven't yet and you're a racing fan, go on YouTube and check out Ram Race for the Seat. Kaulig Racing put it on for these guys, um, and I won't spoil it for you, but the driver that won the competition is driving at Daytona tomorrow night. So he will be running in that truck for a majority of the season, if not the whole season. So that'll be fun to see. I think it's cool when you can go out there and get guys and showcase them on a level that allows them to put themselves out there and they can win a seat and better themselves. I really enjoy that.
I feel like that's what the sport needs. Like I said, it kind of lost a spark, and now you're getting into the thing of like, hey, a Royal Rumble type racing show where it's like, hey, you got to be the best if you want to be here,
Yeah,
and it could be you or I, and
yeah.
I definitely checking that
We
out.
we have like NASCAR needs an uplift, and I think they're trying. They just fired Steve Phelps, the president, or he stepped down whatever, because he called Richard Childress a stupid redneck in an email or something like that, and it got leaked, and so everyone was freaking out about that, but still, like you can't be doing that. Uh, So, especially to Richard Childress, man, that's the home of Dale Earnhardt. You can't do that. Um, so, uh, it'll be interesting to see kind of which direction NASCAR decides to go. I think them going kind of reverting back to some old things in NASCAR will be great. Um, but hey, man, the Daytona 500 is sold out, so
Good. Good. Good.
it's not completely dead. Um, there's a lot of people that'll show up to these races that I think when they started making too many changes too fast and they were trying to keep up and no
I
one was
lost the
really sure
interest.
how these. Yeah, and I like even with these next gen cars, I wasn't entirely sure um how it would go, especially moving from 4 gears to 5. But it adds a little bit of um depth to racing.
And like
So
you're sitting in the stands and you feel the rumble in the stands from those engines and those cars just going fast and just the horsepower running through.
yeah,
I remember, and I'm not meaning to bring this up, but if you look at it, IndyCar, I remember
yeah.
one year we go to the Indy race here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and the cars are loud. You're sitting in the
Oh
stands,
yeah.
you feel the stands vibrating, and then they change the engine. And I'm like, this is what we came
Yeah.
here for. I want to be deaf when I leave here, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Everyone wants
man,
to
good
feel that engine.
good for NASCAR, man. And NASCAR needs it. NASCAR, I feel like, is one of the last true sports in the country
True. Yeah. Yeah.
because it's about engineering, it's about
Well,
physics, and it's about
what's m-
getting after
what?
it.
Yeah. What's more American than a sport that got started with putting moonshine in a car and run from the cops?
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, baseball's
I
pretty
mean,
American. I mean, it's America's pastime. That was just, during the Civil War, they stopped fighting. They played
but
a game.
but
Yeah, it's true.
put putting alcohol in a car and run from the cops. I feel like that's about as American as it gets.
A lot of people don't
But
know that.
anyway, no, a lot of people don't know that. So if you didn't know that, fun fact of the day for you. Um,
Check out Lawless.
yeah. So yeah, NASCAR is going on. Truck race tomorrow. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. I hate that they changed it. Used to be the Xfinity Series. So that's going on Saturday, and then the Daytona 500 on Sunday. If you're wanting to watch it, it starts at 2:30. It will probably rain around lap 5 like it does every year, and they won't restart
Be
until.
prepared, baby.
Yeah, just be prepared for it to get extended. But anyway, let's wrap this up with a little NCAA talk and the absolute hypocritical job that the NCAA committee is doing right now with these eligibility hearings and granting players eligibility and not granting players eligibility. Um, how how does this happen? You know what I mean? How can we were kind of talking before about Trinidad Chambliss getting awarded another year, which I think is great. Give him another year.
It's his
Um,
6th year, though. It's not like some of these guys go into their 8th and 9th year. Like, come on.
well, yeah,
Carson
well,
Beck, talking to you.
I was about to say they just awarded a guy a 10th year of eligibility. 10 years. He's had a full NFL career in college. And we're sitting here complaining like Owen Heineke from OU got denied. Why? If we're opening the eligibility to 10 years, what's another year for him? Because like yes, he played another sport. Give him another year. Give him another year. Trinidad Chambliss, sorry. I'm so glad he fought that in court and won. I
He
think
did it
the
the right way.
NCAA, yeah, the NCAA has some work to do on their end. Um,
A lot. And it's not just with eligibility. There's many different
no,
fields they need to work on. Yeah.
so
But
many.
with eligibility, what I'm not understanding is I understand NIL is a big thing now, and this is all I'm going to say about NIL. And the only thing that's going to be in the conversation with NIL and eligibility, I get it. A small percentage of players actually go pro,
Yeah.
and I see with NIL now and all the money these guys are raking in with sponsorships and their NIL money and everything like that, they're still able to play the game they love and still make that money that they're not able to get in the NFL or in a pro sport.
Hmm.
But I
Yep.
mean, that's why you got all these other leagues like the CFL, the UFL, and stuff like that. Like, leave. Do you agree that college should stay at 4 years or a fifth year medical red shirt if needed?
Yes. Now, because the COVID stuff should be done. We should be done with the
Mhm.
whole COVID eligibility, extra year, extra 2 years, whatever. We should be done with that. Let's move away from that, go back to the way it was. And after your fifth year, sorry about you, bud. You got the UFL, you got, the CFL.
Or you could
Uh,
hit that old rig.
or you could hit the oil rig, or you could go to a freaking arena football. You know what I'm saying? So I like, what are we doing? 10 years. And now I feel like with NIL, it's gotten a little bit more crazy with these guys wanting to stay a little bit longer, which I get, because if you know you're not going to go to the NFL, but you have a chance to make, a couple $1,000,000, I get it because
And some of this might be life changing money, this NIL stuff
that's what I'm saying.
with
I
eligibility.
I get it, and it can set you up. I understand that it can really set you up, but are you just, you know putting off the inevitable, for a chance to stay at a level that, are you really competing at this level? Are you just good enough? You know what I'm saying? Or are you just bad enough? 'Cause I feel like some of these guys are wanting to stay because they're not getting playing time. Okay, move on with your life though, bro.
Or get
Somebody else is
better.
gonna, or get better. Just get better. So, um, but yeah, I think the NCAA has their hands full with a multitude of things. It's become a very hypocritical organization. Some would say corrupt. I'm not
Mhm,
saying that.
mhm.
Maybe a little bit I'm saying that, but definitely hypocritical. Um, I will stand on that one. So, um, but yeah, they got some work to do. So
But you remember
that's
when we were in the military, there was always a saying before every mission, or before any type of con op, anything,
uh-huh.
proper planning prevents piss poor execution. And the NCAA dropped the ball in all types of ways in everything: eligibility, NIL, sponsorships,
Yeah,
lawsuits, rule
honestly,
changes. I feel
and
like
there.
they've even dropped the ball in the playoff layout,
Oh
the
yeah,
transfer portal. There needs to be someone that takes the head of this, gets down into a bunker, a basement with a bunch of critical thinkers in the NCAA organization, and they don't need to come out for 2 months until they find a resolution that makes sense and gives everybody a fair shot.
last thing I'll say on this topic, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Um, the NCAA football side, Division I football, needs a commissioner. Needs a
Mhm.
commissioner and a governing body that will actually do the work. And each sport can kind of have this same system, but it needs a governing body. And um, Pat McAfee pushed for this a lot, and he wants Nick Saban to do it. And I think there would be nobody better than Nick
Mhm.
Saban to be the commissioner of NCAA Division I football.
Absolutely. And you look at NCAA basketball, you got
Yeah.
Coach K, you know? But the
Oh
thing is
yeah.
too, and this is what concerns me here. Do they need a players union?
No.
Is it
No,
no? Okay.
no,
I
no.
agree. I just had to ask.
I don't think that belongs in college sports.
College sports. Yeah.
Um, they already have a multitude of issues. I think adding a players union would uh, it would absolutely just blow the top off everything. Nothing would ever get done. So,
And,
and there's way too many players in college versus the NFL, anyways. Um, so
that's a
it
ton.
it would be absolutely insane. It would be
And
absolutely
the
insane.
and I know I just trashed the NCAA, but also I wanna give kinda some light to the NCAA about it. The only good thing I feel like the NCAA has done about this whole thing is the whole sports gambling debacle.
Yeah.
They were pretty strict on it when it first came out a couple years ago, players getting caught gambling and stuff like that. Um, we need to be more strict, I still feel like, on that, but I feel like they have gotten into a good couple steps forward in regards to the gambling. Because once that hits, let's say they didn't govern that at all, and we're talking about eligibility, we're talking about all types of stuff. Once gambling kinda comes up and it starts making its way out the window and creeping off and gets away with things, I feel like the college realm will be ruined.
Yep.
So NCAA
But
better get together.
yeah, but yeah, man, this was fun. I had a good time. Hate that it was only you and me, but I also want to give a quick shout out to Colton. Just had his baby.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Bubby.
We love you. We appreciate all you do, all you bring to the podcast, and we look forward to seeing you back next week. Um, Saturday's show, Valentine's Day. Gonna hang out with the wives. We'll be back next Tuesday and Thursday, and stay tuned because we got some big news coming for next Saturday show. So, anyways, Vic, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Love
Absolutely.
you, buddy. And
Love you too, bud.
thanks to all y'all who watch, who give feedback. We appreciate it. We love you, and we'll see y'all at the next hangout. Bye,
Got
guys.
one more thing.
What's that?
I want to apologize. It's not Max Holiday. It's Jackson Holiday.
Jackson
I
Holiday.
butchered
All
his
right.
I butchered his name earlier.
All right. But anyways, we will see y'all at the next hangout. Bye, guys.